Good, how are you? Alright, man. I'm not going to turn you down.
Yeah, okay. What's your name?
Bruce.
Mr. Bruce!
What's the name of your channel?
Sir?
What's the name of your channel?
Clean the city. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Clean the City channel, brought to you by Blaze Uncut Media. Listen, on this week's episode, we have a very special one and a very different one. At least it's a special one for me, and I hope it is for the people that's been following and subscribed to the channel for a very long time. What I've noticed is that I've been growing here very rapidly, so I just want to say thank you to every last one of y'all for finding, something good in this channel and wanting to subscribe to me. If you know my story, I'm very grateful and thankful for the things that I get in life, especially on YouTube. It has changed my life. And I just want to say thank you. I want to take the opportunity to let y'all know that I really appreciate you. My subscribers get really frustrated because they know how long I've been doing it and they wonder why I'm not growing as fast as other channels that are just popping up. It's very hard to understand. And it becomes a mental battle when you know that you put hard work in on YouTube doing these sorts of videos, and when you also know that you're a pioneer in this niche. For the people that just start following this channel, as y'all know, my name is AP, and I run a media company called Blaze Uncut Media, just really supporting the work that I do with my nonprofit called Clean the City. And I started doing this work with my best friend, Al Blades, and I was his videographer starting off. And I found myself doing a lot of work with him in his yards that he was doing on his channel at the beginning of his YouTube channel. And a lot of his subscribers fell in love with my personality and my work ethic, and it led me to start my own channel. It's okay, y'all. I just want y'all to know that we're doing better. We're growing now. We just have to stay focused and keep going, y'all. We cannot grow overnight. Not everybody is going to want to watch me as much as other channels, and we have to understand that and be okay with that. And I had to bring myself back on this Sunday's premiere and let myself know, AP, you're doing just fine, because I was beating myself up, y'all. And I was contemplating if I should stop working as hard as I've been working because people are not really watching my videos. And I had to tell myself, listen, you cannot compare yourself to other channels. You are AP, you work the way you do. It's just going to take a while to find those like-minded people that like to watch the videos that you produce, all right? And I'm okay with that. With everything in my life, I've always been the underdog. I've always had to work a little bit harder than others, and that's okay. I'm not going to beat myself up. So on this premiere, I want y'all to sit back, grab your family, grab your friends, your loved ones, your pets, and I want you to enjoy this episode. Some of y'all may have seen this, but if you're new to the channel, or if you just started watching the channel 2 years ago, 3 years ago, this is going to be a new one for you and one for you to enjoy. And this is the reason why I get out and do the work that I do. So I was looking for a yard, and when I approached the door, loud music was playing. And you could tell that maybe some younger people lived here, but they weren't really taking care of their yard. They were really just focused on other things in life. They totally ignored me. And I continued to look for somebody to help, and I ran into a gentleman by the name of Bruce. All right, Bruce is not only an elder, but he is a disabled elder, okay? And this guy is just not somebody that's in a wheelchair just to be in one. He had an amputated leg, and he needed help with his yard, and this is how God works. I said, you know what? I was just frustrated because this person may have been young and they wouldn't answer the door for me to help them, but I go look for somebody else and I find somebody that truly needs the help, that came to the door and was willing to receive my services for them, okay? And this is just how life works, and I really want to reflect on this episode because it taught me a lot about the work I do. It taught me that people are truly appreciative of the hard work that I put in. All right, Bruce. Hey, thank you. No problem.
And it just makes me feel good being able to help people. And I could never change the way I work. I really pride myself on the hard work that I put in on YouTube, no matter if it gets only 20,000 views or 30,000 views. I'm going to keep doing this hard work. So I hope y'all enjoy this video. Leave me some love, and I love y'all. That's it, okay? Let's get into it, y'all. Aramis, but I go by AP, and I have a nonprofit organization in Florida helping people out with their overgrown lawns. I saw that your backyard was a little bit tall, and I just wanted to see if you needed my assistance. I don't charge for my services. I'm just helping out homeowners, and I know it seems a little sketchy for somebody to come offer help for you. So I usually give something that's better than a business card to homeowners. And with that, the QR code at the bottom, you can scan it, and it will take you directly to my YouTube channel, and you can see the work I do in the community. You have a nice looking yard, you have some palms in the front, some nice plants, and I just want to make your yard look better.
I really could use the work, but it's not that I can't afford it. I've just been procrastinating and haven't gotten somebody to do it. But I mean, I wouldn't mind you doing it. I mean, unless you got somewhere else that you could be, because
I was looking for people, but what I do is, it's like, this is like really community service work, so I get out, and like I knock on your door, I knock on doors until I can find somebody that wants to accept my offer. They say, yeah, go ahead and do it, and I do it. That's why I gave you that, because you can really look at the work I do. I've done over 50 yards now since I started.
all right, man. I mean, I'm not going to turn you down.
Okay, what's your name?
Bruce.
Nice to meet you. I'm AP, man.
Nice to meet you, AP.
So if you need me, Bruce, just come out here. I'll be right in your yard working on it. I just saw that tall grass in the back, so I'll get that down for you. Your trees don't look too bad in the front. I can trim this one up for you so it's not growing against your house. And I can trim some of this, make it look real nice for you. But I'm gonna clean up your yard for you, man.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. Very good.
Okay. If you need me, I'll be out here. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Bruce.
Hey, thank you.
No problem.
again, huh? Back in the neighborhood, man. You doing all right? Doing good. Might finish it up tomorrow. I'll be up early in the morning. If you have time, come stop by and see me. All right? Have a good night.
Goodness. Another one bites the dust. 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 I made a mess, so I'm gonna clean up my mess before I leave. Even though I have to finish tomorrow, I'm gonna clean up before I leave, and that's what all of you need to be doing out there. If you start on the yard and you make a mess, even if you're not finished, clean up before you leave. Alright? Please. I'm gonna ring one more time. He could be asleep. I don't want to bother him. I just want to let him know that I'm coming back tomorrow, so he isn't alarmed. Like, who is that outside my house? Mr. Bruce! Hey man, so I'm almost done. I just wanted to knock and let you know I'm coming back tomorrow morning to finish. The dark caught up with me. So what we got done, we got your front cut. I trimmed your trees, and then when I come tomorrow, I'm going to cut the back, and then I'm going to edge up your sidewalk and your drive.
Listen, man, I know you really bit off a big chunk here today.
Hey, I'm telling you, all of my jobs are like this. You saw that poster I gave you?
Yeah.
You saw that tall grass on there? Like, I do a lot of crazy yards.
Yeah,
this is a small
pretty heavy duty too.
Yeah. So what I didn't mow it because it's going to shut off on me. So I have to cut it with the weed eater, then run over it with the mower. Then it makes it look clean, like it get some stripes that pop out of your lawn. But everything's looking good. Like when I do the edging on all this concrete, your yard is going to pop. It's okay.
Yeah,
you you just needed some help. That's okay, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help people out. If people allow me to do it, that's the thing. Like, we don't live in a perfect world, and we have to be on guard just with anybody, especially if you don't know.
You're afraid these days.
Yeah, and I'm afraid too. We have to be cautious with people we deal with. But if people will allow me to work on their yard, then they will get blessed. Because people don't think that I work this hard, and then they start seeing it. Whoa, like my yard is starting to look good. I do it just to help people out and bring out the beauty of people's yards. So I'll be back tomorrow. I got the weed eater out of the way, so I won't be cranking up that thing. It won't be annoying. So, so when I come tomorrow, I'm just going to crank up the lawnmower again, and I'm cutting that back. What is the best place for me to set the debris? Right here. Right, I'll pick it up. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move. I got a little pile over here. I'll move it here. Before I leave, I'm gonna blow the debris off of here because it don't look good here. And if you have to leave tonight or before I come in the morning, I don't want you rolling across this dirt and stuff. So before I leave, I'm gonna blow everything into the yard. Then I'll be back in the morning to finish it.
All right. I may or may not be here because the buddy's coming to get me in the morning.
Okay.
My friend's got the hots for a Harley trike.
Oh my goodness, I love Harley. You see what's on my neck?
So we're gonna go look at
old Harley Davidson necklace.
Yeah, man.
So I like, my dad likes Harley. My dad is a mechanic, so he worked on bikes and cars all my life. So I used to see him tinkering with different stuff, and he ended up getting a bike. You have a good night. I'll be if you're not here, you'll come home to a beautiful yard. If you're here, I'll talk to you.
All right.
But you have my poster. You have, like, you go to my website is cleanthecity.net. And if you go to my YouTube, you can always keep in touch with me from here on out, all right? If you need help, just reach out to me.
All right.
Okay?
I appreciate it.
All right, have a good night, boss man.
You too, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, I hate to abandon you, but I've got a meeting I got to run out to. I'll be back in about an hour.
Okay. I'll be here still. I got some work to do. I'm gonna clean up this fence and then I'll start coming back.
All right.
Sound good?
And listen, yeah, just so you know that my lawn is actually from the hydrant back to this corner here.
Okay, I know exactly where it stopped. I didn't want to be working on there yet. Okay. So from
Yeah.
the hydrant, all the way
From the
back
hydrant back to this corner inside. See where this guy wire is?
here. Yes, sir.
That's kind of the property.
Perfect. I'll clean it up for you there. I'll see you when you get back.
I appreciate it.
No problem. Be safe, all right?
What's the name of your channel?
Sir,
What's the name of your channel?
clean the city.